Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about Pentaho, the open source ETL tool, and how you can utilize it for the use case of importing users from Active Directory and into Salesforce. Here's the quick screenshot, here's the quick drawing I put together just to show. So in Active Directory, we can utilize group membership, and in Salesforce we have profiles, permission sets, and roles, and these will help you determine what somebody can actually do in Salesforce. And today I want to show a strategy for looking at the group membership in Active Directory, pulling those users in through Pentaho, and then transforming that data, and then based on the group membership, set the profile, permission set, and or role. Okay, here is the application Pentaho, and if you've already looked at my previous video on Active Directory, these names are going to look a little familiar. So I'm using that same Active Directory structure, and I'm going to just quickly look at this LDAP input step. This is where we actually pull data from Active Directory. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to click on preview rows, show the data. This is the data that comes back, and it's down here already. So we can actually look at that. Take note of this field here, groups. And I'm going to click on this fields tab up top in the LDAP input step. And groups is what I told you to take a look at. This is mapped to the attribute in Active Directory called member of. This column is all of the Active Directory attributes, and I've changed their names to make it simple in the in this demo. So again, member of is very important. This is the field that actually determines group membership in AD. Take note here of the different groups that people are in. So group RF admin is a group, RF clients, as well as RF staff. So this is configured in Active Directory. Based on this, I want to give people rights in Salesforce. I don't want everybody to come in with the same rights. I want to be able to, based on their group membership in AD, give them different rights in Salesforce. So the way that we can do that is with the modified JavaScript value step. Come over here and just start typing. So there is under scripting, there's a modified JavaScript value step. Let's double click in this one. And I already have something in here, just a little example. I've created a variable called isStaff, set it to false, and I'm looking at the value in groups. This is the column I told you to think about before. I'm going to minimize this so we can look at everything together. Mouse is giving me trouble. There we go. So there is a column here called groups. We've already talked about that. And I'm saying if this particular string, CN equals RF staff, so the full destination of that folder, that OU, if that exists in this groups field, if that is the case, set the isStaff variable to true. And it's a Boolean field, so it'll be true or yes, no, 1, 0. In Pentaho, it's yes, no, YN. So everybody that has the staff, or there's a member of the staff group in AD, has that field set to Y, that isStaff field set to Y. Now that's not too useful, but that is a quick example of showing you how to do it. What might be a little more useful is if we do something like this. Set a new variable called profile. Let's set it to blank. Same thing for our permission set. And instead of isStaff, let's do just those. Let's do something like, if you have that group membership in AD, let's put you in the IT profile, and same thing with the permission set. Click on this variable, delete it, click get variables, it pulls the new variables in. I'm going to hit OK, I'm going to save it and then rerun this step. Let's look back at our data. So we now have a variable named profile that has IT for everybody that is a staff member, blank for everyone else, and the same with permission set. And even that's not too useful, but if you are a Remedy Force customer, you already have a Pentaho job that BMC's given you. Let's take a look at that one. This is the entirety of the job. And there is a step here, this update Salesforce with LDAP user information. That is this step here. This is going to look very familiar now. I broke down LDAP input and this JavaScript step. That's what we just looked at. In here, if we look at the LDAP input step, the only thing you would need to do to modify your BMC's existing job is you'd have to come down here and add the member of attribute. I did that earlier. It's very easy to do. In the blank space, click and just type something. So I've already done it, but it is this simple. Just literally write that in, hit the OK button, and you are now pulling in that attribute from AD. And I just kept the name member of here, but I could change that to anything I want. Then we're going to pass that data to the next step. This is our JavaScript step. BMC just changed this one, changed the name of this, that is. I'm going to double click. And here I've already added this portion of it. So this is how you can programmatically, based on Active Directory's group membership, dynamically set your profile, permission set, and role in Salesforce. BMC already has profile as a variable up here, and it defaults it to Service Desk Client. Same with role and permission set. These are already here. Savvy people that are already maybe tried to import data into Salesforce will notice that even this is not quite enough. Just knowing the name of the profile or the permission set or the role is not quite enough. BMC already has us covered there as well. So we've talked about these two steps. I'm going to come down, so if it will, our data will travel through here all the way to these steps. These are called stream lookup steps. And in these steps, what we do is we're passing the profile name, like IT, to Salesforce, and we're pulling back the actual ID. And we're giving it a variable name called profile ID. Same thing for the role, the account, and the permission set, because when you're pushing data into Salesforce, in those specific fields, the role, the permission set, the profile, Salesforce is looking for the ID, not the name. So when we come up here to our upsert, where we're pushing data, either inserting or updating, the account ID field, we have that. The profile ID field, we have that. Role, we have that. And we actually have the ID because these steps here have already made sure we have that ID available. So that is how you can, again, query Active Directory based on group membership, put somebody into Salesforce with the corresponding role, permission set, or profile.